Hello, Summer Histology Class 2016. This is Dr. Ogilvy, and I'm going to give you a video tour of the course website. I guess the first thing I would like to point out is the default page you will see the entire semester are the bulletins under the course announcement section. And so this is set this way so that when you visit the course and we send you a short email, say a new bulletin is passed, you will see it immediately. Also, on the left here is the course menu, as many of you have already found out, and it's pretty intuitive. I just want to point out that if you click on this little icon up here, you can display a course menu in a window. And here is the window. You can drag and enlarge the window, and you can visit any part of the course, including seeing the subsections of any menu in the course. So this is another way of navigating in the course site. The other thing I want to point out, just as far as navigating, is if you want more territory, say in a quiz or in any part of the course, and you're in a menu item, you're not jumping around, then you can just click on an arrow right there. See, I hovered my cursor over the arrow here. You can't do that in the lower part of the menu. You have to be in the upper part of the menu, and if you just put your cursor right here in this boundary line, you'll be able to get more territory. Okay, so that's kind of an overview. The course menu is divided into the various sections of information, graded work, lab resources, etc. So many of you have already introduced yourself under the class introduction section. Just want to show one thing real quick. I've actually viewed all of them. So my column under here shows no unread posts, but if you have not viewed them, that will show no unread. If you want to collect all of them, you can and view them all at once and scroll through them, and you can just click here to select everyone and then collect. And then when you do that, you can scroll down through. Okay, so, but now that is also found on the discussion board here, and it's at the very end. So when you click on this course menu link for introductions, you're really being taken here. Now you notice that I have pretty much stayed up with her. There aren't many posts present yet. I think we had one. Yeah, we had one post on the module lecture content and lecture quiz, and we responded to that. And you see here, we perhaps have a new one that I need to respond to. So I'm going to click this. So this was one of the classmates posted a question about acid and basic dyes, and then I responded, and so it's very important that you read this. And there's another question here, so that and actually this is very, very good, because Juliana Donacker posted a question about a quiz question at the end of lecture 2 quiz. And we anticipate that because you've got to put these in the correct order. And Henry responded and helped her, and she now figured it out. So this is a very good example of why you should keep up on the discussion board. And so now that I've seen all that, then I can select all these in this thread and say read. So now when I go back here, you see I'm not alerted to any unread posts there. And if I go back to the full discussion board, you see they're all zeros. And that's what Dr. Bout and I constantly do every day, going here and looking and see if there are any posts, and we try very best to respond the same day, and at most the next day. Okay, so the next thing I would like to emphasize is the course syllabus and schedule. A number of you have already taken the course syllabus quiz, which really tests you on the course website and the schedule. Be sure on the syllabus that you read everything carefully and constantly refer to it, and especially what we recommend to be successful in the course, and also what a couple of students, we actually captured the input of a couple students that really represent what many students who have done well in the course have shared with us of how they approach the course. And the course schedule, you really need to make a calendar and make sure that you are aware of when the deadlines are and all your assignments for each module and when the deadline is. And remember that during the module, the quiz is open throughout the entire module period. You can take it anytime. And if you wait to the last minute, please do not wait until the last 2 hours to take Part A and Part B of any module quiz or midterm or final exam, because when 8 o'clock comes on Monday, June the 13th, if you're in the middle of a quiz, then at 8:01, you will not be able to save any answers. So please be aware of that and make your plans accordingly. So now this opened up in a second window, so I'm going to close that and go back to the course site. And I just want to, of course, under tech troubleshooting, you should be able to find help for most anything in the course. But again, if you have any difficulty and need help, that's what the discussion board is for technology, for course content, etc. So in the course modules, I just want to emphasize that, of course, if you have not taken the course syllabus quiz, if you have not marked the course check-in page reviewed, and you haven't made a perfect score on sample tests A and B, you will not see any of, if I click on here on the module content, you won't see this folder until you've done all those three tasks. But when you do, then you'll be able to see the lectures, and a number of you have already started watching the lectures, and you know you can download a PDF of the lecture, you can watch the narrated, and at the end there's a quiz. Okay, so let's go back here one step, and I just want to emphasize something new that I posted in the root directory or folder of the course modules, and that is the lecture topic slides for the 32 course lectures. I went through and I determined just peruse this and look at 32 lectures. If you watch every one of them one time, it'll take you 938 minutes or 15.6 hours. Now, if you spread that over 2 months, and you can see that that's not an unreasonable amount of time to be spending watching lectures. We also, you can see for each lecture how long it is. You can see the topics, and I've listed the topics here. They're actually, it's just copied from the course narrated lecture, the topic slide. And you can see that the average time for each of the topics in this 36-minute lecture is 2.78 minutes. I like to think of each of these topics within each lecture that are hyperlinked back and forth, where you don't have to watch the whole lecture again if you want to go to review something. I think of these as pedagogical units or individual learning units, or there are a variety of terms, but they're specific topics that each lecture is subdivided into. So peruse that, and that way you can really know ahead of time, you know, what you're going to learn. And if you go back to this, there are actually 281 topics that are presented in the course. Okay, so let me pause this a minute. I'm going to go out of this and continue this video. Okay, I just want to comment that the graduate student project is only for the graduate students enrolled in the course that are receiving graduate credit. There are actually 3 graduate students enrolled in the course, and they know who they are, and they will click on this and follow the directions. The quiz and exam information, of course, that's very important information to make sure you're aware of, and this is where you'll see the sample tests, and then you can actually download the content of this page that really gives you the details. And be sure to watch the video about taking the quizzes and exams, and we give you also additional and down here how to access and review a quiz or exam by way of my grades. So be sure to take advantage of all of that. It's very very important for you to stay up with that. And then on the quizzes and exams, you can go ahead throughout the whole semester, and you can see the what's going to be in each module quiz. Of course, on Module 2, they're not available yet, but you can see the content that's tested on. And in the midterm and exam, you can also see the information about that and the parts of it and the time and how many questions, etc. And the same is true for all the module quizzes and even the final examination. Okay, so the next thing I want to visit is WebMike, and I'm actually, there are 4 venues for accessing WebMike. If you're having problems with that, be sure to ask for help and post on the discussion board. And for WebMike and BioLucida, there will be a survey that will become available this coming Monday, June the 6th. And you'll be given several days to complete this survey. It's going to ask you how it's going with WebMike. Are you having any problems? It's going to ask you your download speed, and your internet provider, computer type, and how you're having success with WebMike. It's also going to ask you about BioLucida. Now I'm actually in Google Chrome, and so I was going to demonstrate here the just trying to access WebMike in Google Chrome, and you know it will not work even though I have the URL into the Java security exceptions until I click the IE tab that I have installed, and then it loads the URL in the second window, and then within a short amount of time I have WebMike loaded here. Now this is actually the first page, and if you watch the videos that we provide in the course, you have complete tours of WebMike, and so you should be able to make out just fine with that. So I'm going to go back now to the course website, and here are the videos and etc. for you to be able to work with that successfully. Okay, and so with BioLucida, a number of you, I think, have set up your clouds. Pay close attention to the requirements for Macintosh operating system to be successful. And all of this should be very intuitive and self-explanatory. And also, if you're on the Columbia campus or near it and you have problems, you can go to these labs. And okay, so let's now go to the outside resources. Okay, so all that I've visited so far is within the course site, and that's what we were presenting to you to learn histology. But here we have a glossary of terms. We have virtual slide exploration under outside resources. We give you some access if you want to explore virtual slides beyond BioLucida collection in the labs. This is a very good site where if you click there and you go to, say, the slide box, you see a menu over here. You see a menu, say you're studying blood. and you're trying to understand the blood smear, and etc. So there are lots of different specimens here, and say here are platelets. Well, we teach you about platelets within the course, but this is a wonderful source for reinforcement. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. And there are other resources within here. In fact, under the histology on the internet, go out here. And then, of course, enhance and reinforce. We try to give some examples of how histology is relevant. And we'll try to put some more over there. Right now we have 10 of them that you can watch or view. Color deficiency. If you have a deficiency in color, I think this will be very helpful. You can learn histology. And text anxiety. This is a very good resource from the National Testing Service, Educational Testing Service, that should be helpful, not only for this course, but your future interaction in tests. And then, of course, there's Blackboard help, should you need that. But remember, we are here, and this is taking a little time to load. I guess it's coming up now, okay? So I think that is about it. There's just one other comment I want to make. Okay, we present lectures, we present lab, you have a lab manual, the histology laboratory exercises. You're going to work through all those and try to do well on the module quizzes, midterm, and final exam. Remember, the histology is about what something, where it's located, what it looks like, what's its shape and size, and what's its relationship to surrounding structures, cells, tissues, organs, and then also the function. Without correlating the function, histology doesn't mean much. It's really like walking along the street and seeing all these houses, but you don't look inside, and so you don't know how the rooms are constructed and so designed for functional use. So histology, when you complete the lectures in the lab on a given subject, I invite you to go to these outside resources, even searching on the internet. And I'm going to pause here to set up another browser, so I'm going to show you an example of searching on the internet. Now, this is not the way that I'm saying you learn the initial histology and interacting with the course website. And so searching on the internet is no substitute for using the course resources first. But once you've done that, then you are able to discriminate. And you will find that there's lots on the internet that is available to help you reinforce and practice what you're learning. So I'm going to pause this for a moment and get set up for that, and that will be the last thing that I share with you today. Okay, I've just got Google search a window up here, and you know, in the first module, you're studying epithelium, connective tissue, adipose tissue. You're learning 8 different types of epithelial tissue. You're learning 3 basic types of connective tissue and adipose tissue. And so one of the cells you're learning about are fibroblasts. So if I type in fibroblast and I just hit enter, then I have all of these wikis, and so you can go to a wiki and reinforce your course learned information about fibroblasts. You can also click on images here, and you see many examples of fibroblasts, and including within tissue and much more than you really need. But visits things like this will really help. Like here is an image that's showing the skin and showing fibroblasts, the construction workers of skin, because they're producing collagen and forming the fibers in the dermis of the skin. You can also click on videos, and you can even see a video about fibroblasts. So it's very, very helpful. There's one other cell you're learning about. Let's say plasma cell, one of the connective tissue cells, and lymphocytes. So there's videos and images. Or if you go into all, then it will show you the text, etc. So again, this is not recommended that this is the primary way you learn histology. That's why we set the course up. But the internet is a huge brain, and once you're educated about histology, it's a wonderful resource. Okay, that concludes this view and tour of the course website with some recommendations. Good luck, and I'll see you in the course website, on the discussion board, email by personal needs, and also posting bulletins. And you also have my cell phone number and the phone number to contact our TA in case in an emergency. So again, good luck, and I wish you well, and I hope you all do very well in the course.